Hello everyone, my name is Mage and welcome back. Today I'm going to be playing the sequel slash prequel to Open Sorcery, Open Sorcery C++. Uh, Starting off strong with a great pun in the name because it's SEA. Uh, I did one playthrough of Open Sorcery over the last couple days and I wanted to uh, move on and play some Open Sorcery C++ before going back to and doing some more runs, probably, of Open Sorcery. Um, in this, I'm going to be striving for as complete a playthrough as possible. And for that purpose, I'm going to be relying on the absolutely fantastic um, assistance of the Psychonauts Guide to Open Sorcery C++, which is a invaluable resource for sort of squeezing the most you can out of this game. It's a great Steam guide. I think my personal recommendation is to play it through once without it. If you're not doing absolutely everything, you can finish the game in probably about 10 to 15 hours. And I know that's a lot of investment to go and do it again, but I think that it's worthwhile. Which I guess means that you should do that before you watch this. I don't know, do whatever you want. Starting off here, content warnings up at the top. I forgot to include these for Open Sorcery, and that's my bad. I will have to edit the video descriptions for the YouTube uploads. But yes, content warnings: amnesia, ableism, breaking bones, depression, suicide, violence. It's a game that definitely deals with some rough subjects, but it's also incredible. So here we are. We're gonna open up a new game. The first thing I remember is pain. Ooh. Target found. Snapping, brittle, blooming pain. Something's heading towards you. The pain fills my body. Invalid existence detected. The pain is too big for my body. Surface, now. My body is a small cup under a waterfall. Invalid existence deleted. There is no room for me in my body. So I leave my body. Danger, astral form reaching edge of tether. And danger, astral form no longer connected to body. Fall. I, my spirit, the bits of me beyond muscle and bone. Fall. Entering surface web. Through the web. The web, the place below the real world, a place of thoughts, spirits, and dreams, all connected. He loves her. They know this. She hates that. It fears them. This is the web. The connections make the web. Entering web. I'm connected. To my family. No longer, I guess. To my friends. No longer. To my beliefs. No longer. One by one, the threads break. Too weak to hold me at this velocity. Some threads snap cleanly, but some are strong and deep, so instead of them breaking, they break off a piece of me. I lose my past, my name, and my mind. Pieces of me drift in all directions as I fall deeper into the web. Deeper yet deeper, the air is thick with threads. They become softer, melting together. Strong connections are currents. It is a web and an ocean, entering deep web. I cannot see, no connection to hardware. I cannot think, no connection to brain. I can only fall. Finally, I land. Heinrich Zimmer, limitless and immortal, the waters are the beginning and end of all things on earth. Jessica Katoff. She is made up of depths even the ocean couldn't fathom. Mystopedia entry, the web, a subconscious network of human consciousness composed of sympathetic relationship threads that form a web-like structure, spiritually located beneath the physical world. At the bottom of a dark sea, I lie among my broken dreams. It is dark. Let's cry. I weep. That hurts so very much. I feel so very empty. I choke on a sob and start coughing. When I am done, I weep some more. My tears vanish into the seawater as soon as I cry them. Just a few more drops in the ocean. Very soon, I am sick of crying. I stop, exhausted. It's interesting that it behaves very much like an ocean, right? We're in the water. But breathing's not a problem. But I guess that makes sense because it's not your body, you're a spiritual entity at this point. Well, let's try lying still in the dark. Maybe that'll do something. I cannot bear to move. If I move, I might hurt again. Lying still in darkness, I am as close to not existing as I can be without death. It's comforting in a way I would normally find disturbing. Well, those two things didn't do. I have cried enough. Oh no. Those two things didn't do anything. Let's feel around. I sit up and feel around. In the sand around me, I discover the sharp edges of broken dreams. Dreams are both the most breakable and the most durable part of the mind. My dreams fell with me. I don't remember what they are. Like ceramics, they can crumble or shatter, but the pieces will endure for archaeologists to wonder over. Let's sort through my dreams. The dark is absolute. I search the sand with my fingertips. There are so many shards. Broken pieces that were once beautiful, still are beautiful in a sad sort of way. If I find enough pieces, I can put them back together, learn who I am. In the darkness of the ocean, the water around me is cold, still, and pure black. The sand here is pitted with sharp stones, dream shards. Well, let's collect it. The shards are light and dry, somewhere between dead leaves and bone fragments. My fingers tingle as I touch them. They sparkle in my mind's eye, familiar. I can tell the difference between my dreams and dull pebbles. I collect all the pieces of this dream. I think it is an important dream, since it stayed with me for so long and landed so near. Now I must figure out how to piece it back together, a jigsaw puzzle of memory. Okay. Well, the inevitable with a light hand, I tame spirits with scripts, I master matter. Okay, so this should be first. I remember magic. I remember guiding the impossible into the inevitable with a light hand. I tame spirits with scripts. I master matter, motive, and mysticism with math. I see the spaces in my mind where spells belong. I think that order is correct. I remember magic. I remember guiding the impossible into the inevitable. Yes. I am an open sorcerer. Oh, I want my magic back. This dream is complete. I remember part of a spell. Discovered part of spell Salve Mundi. Manifest text. Collected one of 3 parts. Okay. Salve Mundi was a simple program. One of my first. It creates glowing letters. Those would be useful right now. They'd let me see. Well, I found the memory of the spell. Perhaps I can find the memory of how to cast it. There are no more dreams in this patch of sand. I'll have to search elsewhere. I still can't see anything. I guess I'll just pick a direction and walk. So this is the big difference between sort of this and Open Sorcery, is the sort of the actual, like, more openness and freedom of it. I don't remember a whole ton. It's been a while since I last played this, but I remember that it's a really, really big map, and composed of lots of different areas. Let's go, I don't know, start east. I try to stand and walk. My right leg buckles. This is a ghost of remembered pain. I collapse back to the sand. Oh no. I rub my leg. It aches. Spiritual forms are based on body memory. My body must be hurt. Permanently hurt. So much that it's part of my identity. I can't put weight on my right leg. Lucky for me, I'm underwater. I don't need to walk. I can swim. Now it says swim east. That makes sense. The water is dark. I hear something. Let's listen. I hear crying. Hello? The sounds of crying stop. There is a pause. Then there is speech. The voice is rough and has the telltale lisp of a not quite human mouth. Who are you? I don't know. That is a strange thing not to know. Regardless, I don't. Why are you crying? I cry because I have found a dream. A dream of swimming free through the web. I weep because the stream of freedom reminds me that I am chained. It is so beautiful, but its beauty tears my heart to pieces. But I cannot look away. How are you chained? I am chained by my master's will. 10 seasons ago, measured by the color of the coral and the digital clocks in my master's shop. 10 seasons ago, I swam where I wanted. I could beach myself on the shores of fairy, flirt with the phoenixes in their academy, or peek into the world of man. 10 seasons ago, I lost those places and found only this darkness. 10 seasons ago, I lost my skin. Yeah, she's a Selkie. That makes sense. You know what I am? Then you know that a Selkie's skin is their soul. It is my fur and my muscles and my tail, the tools I need to rise from this miserable place. But my master stole it from me. I must stay here and serve him. That's terrible. It is what it is. This dream gives me brief escape, though it hurts me with longing for true escape. I mean, let's tell her the truth. I need that dream. It's a part of me. It is only one memory. You have no others. You have others. I want this one. It reminds me of life before my chains. I have no others. I have lost all my memories. Then you can make others. I want this. Ugh, this feels so cruel to say. So you'll take away a piece of me and trap me in the dark? You're just like your master. No. I can feel the water tremble as the Selkie flits unhappily back and forth. Fine. Take your memory. It is too painful to look at anyway. I will go back to looking for darkness and dreaming my own dreams. I am not like my master. No, you are not. Thank you. The water vibrates with rapid movement, and he is gone. Take my dream. It is indeed a dream of freedom. The sort of freedom that would tempt a Selkie. It's all in pieces, though, damaged by the fall. I'll have to sort it out. Let's see. Well, the only capitals, it's got to start with one of these two. I feel like I discovered the web. Kind of starts out of nowhere. Yeah, because that clearly follows when I became a sorcerer. I discovered the web, so it's got to be the other one that starts. So let's move this up to the top. I am swimming. In water, I am free. Nothing aches. Yeah, okay, so it's got to be this. I think that it ends. And then you. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Moving these around is a little tricky. Okay, I think that's correct. Yes. I am swimming. In water, I am free. Nothing aches. My legs can carry me. I can not only walk, but fly. I have always loved normal water. My father called me Little Fish. My forum handle is Pisces, my name. When I became a sorcerer, I discovered the web. A new world below the web. A new world below the world. I discovered I could swim in other people's dreams. I have never felt less like a cripple and more like a bird. I remember part of a spell. Discovered part of spell. Salvamundi. String text equals hello world. Okay. Where to go next? Let's go south. The sand here is rough. Let's feel the sand. Oh. The sand is rough with debris. Chips of wood, bits of metal, pieces of a shipwreck. I find a mound that I can search through. Click and drag to highlight a word. You can make word searches skippable in options. Okay. mean... While searching the debris, I find a stick. It's a splinter of wood, as long as my forearm and as thin as my thumbnail. Fragile, but might be useful for something. Cool. Let's go back west. Something on the ground glimmers with familiarity, not visibly, in my mind's eye. It's another dream, or perhaps a memory. A false distinction. Memories are dreams of the past. Memories are dreams of the past. Does that feel right? I guess, I mean, I can see that perspective. I feel its jagged edges and realize this is only a fraction of a larger dream. I'll have to find the rest of this dream before I can see if there's any magic in it. But for now, I hold this dream to my chest and see what it has to tell me. Discovered part of a dream, the steps of breaking. I am running to school. My foot hits ice flush with the concrete. The world lurches. I land on my leg. My bag, all my textbooks land on top of me. Collected one of 3 parts. Okay, well, let's search on. I hear scratching noises. I can tell a piece of me is close. Let's see. Do we want to use... yeah. I hear the scratching of chitinous feet. There are creatures I can't see creeping on the sand here. My dream is I love the little colors swirling over my dream. Is somewhere on the ground with the creeping creatures. Let's poke around with a stick. Sure. What else would we get the stick for? I use the stick to knock the dream out of the nest of whatevers. Something grabs the end of the stick and snaps it in half. Well, glad that I didn't put my hand in there. I press the dream to my chest, letting the memories and thoughts flow back to me. Discovered part of a dream, the steps of breaking. 4. My leg is wrong. 5. I realize there will be another 6 months of wearing a cast. 6 months of sitting in the bleachers, watching other children run. I have broken so many bones. I am so tired. Oof. Yeah, that's... Oof. The area is quiet now. I must have scared off the creatures. The area around me is cold, still, and pure black. Let's go north. The ground here is hard stone. Feel the stone. Well, I don't have a stick anymore. Okay, search inside. I reach inside. The hole narrows as it deepens. The stone walls scratch my hands. My fingertips brush the edges of one of my dreams. I have no stick. I simply will force my hand further in. I force my hand further down. Rough stones rakes against my knuckles, drawing blood. Lost 1 health. Shit, I have health. It's probably metaphorical, since this isn't my body, but I'd still better not let it reach 0. I pincer the dream between my middle and index fingers. Health now is 19 out of 40. I pull my dream out. It is smeared with blood, but mine. I press the dream to my chest, letting the memories and thoughts flow back into me. Pain. There are 5 steps to breaking a bone. 1. The crack of pain. Speckles of light before my eyes. 3. I want to vomit. I have collected all parts of the dream. Time to assemble. I think this one seems pretty simple. I am running to school. My foot hits ice flush with the concrete. The world lurches. I land on my leg. My bag, all my textbooks land on top of me. Pain. There are 5 steps to breaking a bone. 1. The crack of pain. 2. Speckles of light before my eyes. 3. I want to vomit. 4. My leg is wrong. 5. I realize there will be another 6 months of wearing a cast. 6 months of sitting in the bleachers, watching the other children run. I have broken so many bones. I am so tired. So, sounds like Pisces, some kind of condition that caused frail bones. This dream is complete. I remember part of a spell. Discovered part of spell. Salvamundi. Okay. Collected 3 of 3 parts of the spell. I have found all the parts of the spell. Compile it in the inventory. There's an inventory. News to me. Found 3 of 3 code blocks. Requires 1 light. Oh. String text equals hello world. Text equals text plus light. Manifest text. Precompiling arcana. Building code. Injecting matters and motive. Error. Insufficient light. Gather more light. Okay. Cannot. I guess we need to find some light. There's light here. Small motes of moving light. Not enough to illuminate anything, but it's refreshing to see something. Let's examine the light. It's a school of lanternfish. They eat secrets. They glow to attract attention, and then try to persuade unwary divers to give them personal information. Normally I'd be wary of being mesmerized, but these are very young, and have not learned to hunt effectively. Let's grab one. They're too far away. Oh. The school of lanternfish circles above me, whispering their lures. I am FBI, and I need your credit card. Let's watch them. Right now, the lanternfish are scattered into small groups around the edges of the area, keeping their distance away from me. What is your true name? Let's try grabbing one. Oh, okay, still too far away. I need to verify your credit card info. Let's continue watching them then. The lanternfish has collected back into a school. They weave back and forth in hypnotic patterns. I take care not to stare too long. Now we grab one. Oh, shit. Okay. It's still too early. I am foreign prince. Give me monies. I need to verify your credit card info. Alright, one more. Ah! Oh god, those are, I mean, horrifying creatures. Oh god. The lanternfish. Oh, like fishing. Oh, okay. I just got that. I've grown more accustomed to me and venture closer, trying to catch my eye with their patterns. I am admin. I need your password. Grab one. Son of a bitch. I grab one of the fish and almost catch it, but it darts through my fingers as they close and they all scatter. Maybe I should wait a while before grabbing at them. Yeah, okay. I realize that. Please go to yourbank.com and give monies, please. What is your email password? The fish have forgotten I am here and roam freely, passing inches from me. Okay. God, that is just... Oh, man, that's so disturbing. The face on the fish. I grab a lanternfish. Its schoolmates scatter, but it wriggles, trapped in my grasp. I can harvest the matter light from its body. Not enough to see by, but enough to power a spell. How much should I take? Let's only take as much as I need. I hold the fish still. I touch the tip of my right index finger to the glowing sac on its side. Bioluminescence, chemiluminescence, luciferin, luciferase, light. Gained 1 light. Its light dims, but does not go out. I release it and it darts away. Okay. Let's try recompiling that now. Alright. Injecting matter and motives. Publishing spell. Spell compiled. You can now cast Salva Mundi. I have a spell. I can cast it whenever I like. I think I would like to cast it now. Let's cast Salva Mundi. Oh! Hello, world. Oh, that's so fun. I love casting spells through programming. I can see. Look at myself. I am a woman. I found the name Pisces in one of my memories. I will use that for now. By the creases and scars, I judge myself to be in my late 30s or 40s. I am wearing loose clothing that is indistinct enough to imply I do not care very much about it. A blue scarf is wrapped around my head. There is something wrong with my right leg. Look around me. I am sitting at the bottom of the ocean. Not the physical ocean. This is the spiritual sea of thoughts and feelings that exists below the material world. The space that soul goes to dream. The birthplace of spirits. C++. What next? My body must still be alive. My spirit wouldn't exist without a brain. Software can't exist without hardware. I would have fallen into my component parts. Earth, fire, water. Mostly water. Makes sense given that your name is Pisces. And also, the human body is like 70% water, so that's... continues to check out. What am I going to do? I think I want to get back to my body. Oh god, it's so far. I can feel how far it is in the core of my aching body. But fine, I am going to spit in the eye of whatever did this to me. I am going to rise. Pieces of me are scattered everywhere, above and around me. I'll find my spells in them. That will help. My first objective should be to find a web ship. You need a boat to travel the physical sea. You need a web ship to travel this sea. Now that I have light, I can look around and see what I can find. Okay, landing area. I stand on a patch of gray sand, a desolation of damp desert. This is a patch of undisturbed sand where I landed. A trail of footprints leads south. The footprints are five-toed and dipped with dots that imply claws. An indent curves between the prints, snake-like. A tail, I would guess. They lead up to the debris where I found that stick, then depart to the south. Interesting. Okay. Let's start off. Let's simply head east. Darkness clot. A desolation of damp desert. There is a pool of obsidian black on the ground. Let's examine the darkness. Okay. Pieces of darkness. Okay. So we got word searches here. Probably turn these off soonish, just because I don't want to have to make everyone sit through them. But I playing this game on my own, I like the opportunity to just sort of take a break and take a break and just sort of relax as I do a little word search puzzle. I like it, but I understand that not everyone does. We're gonna do this one though. Sin. No. Bagfault. No. There's two more words in here, and they presumably have something to do with darkness. You know, I'm realizing that I'm not fantastic at word searches, and this is embarrassing. Not me. Men. No, it does that. Let's options. Word searches skippable. Let's do that. Let's autocomplete the word search. There we go. I search and find everything quickly. Gained too dark. I found everything of use here. There's nothing left. Stop searching. Okay. Let's swim north. Hydrothermal vents. Pillars of rock stand here, belching black smoke into the air. Everything smells of sulfur. These are hydrothermal vents, black smokers, which are the only vents found this deep. In the real ocean, these are located between tectonic plates, where the mantle of the planet bubbles up hot and boils the seawater. In the C++, they crop over dense supplies of fire matter. Let's collect some fire matter. I swim up to the narrow top of a smoke vent. I start to reach into the mouth to collect the fire matter inside. It is far too hot. I could maybe get a little, but I would hurt myself. Should I? I don't think salvage. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. I'll hold off on that. I don't want to get hurt. Let's swim west and north. There's another darkness cloud. Let's autocomplete the word search. I found 3 dark. Yay. Swim north. Hurt octopus. There is a strange white lump near the base of the seamount. On closer inspection, I discover that the white lump is a huge octopus, albino white and translucent. It has pressed itself into the crease where seamount meets sand. Oh, hello. I just saw I'm Thicky. Hello. I'm very new to Twitch, so I can't tell if you're still in the chat, but I Appreciate you stopping by if you are. How are you doing today? Recover. On closer inspection, I discovered that the white lump is a huge octopus, albino white and translucent. It has pressed itself into the crease where seamount meets sand. It is not having much luck. It is not having much luck since it is the size of a washing machine. Oh no, I'm Thicky. I'm so sorry to hear that it's suffering in despair. I do understand though. I am right here with you in suffering in despair land. But I'm having a good time playing Open Sorcery C++. I really appreciate you for tuning in. I hope you like it. Have you seen Open Sorcery C++ before? I am perplexed for a moment. I have seen little sea life. My bright glowing letters scare off the creatures accustomed to perfect darkness. Then I see the octopus has only 6 arms, 2 less than its title dictates, and its mantle is half crushed, oozing faint blue liquid into the water. It is dying. Oh no, the poor octopus. I absolutely have to save the octopus. Yes, it is a text-based RPG. I think it's very, very much inspired by the kinds that are like, use pickaxe on door, stuff like that. But it manages. I prefer this style. I think that a sort of like a text parser is just a series of buttons that you don't know what the buttons are. Oh no, there's a dying octopus. Okay, well, we absolutely have to save this octopus. Let's keep going west. I'm at the base of a seamount that rises to the north. There is a large darknet to the west. A seamount is a mountain rising from the ocean floor that does not reach the water surface. Seamounts that do reach the water surface are what we like to call islands. But yeah, it's a text-based RPG that focuses a lot on programming and the sort of intersection of magic and programming, which I really love and find very interesting. It's the sequel/prequel to a different game, Open Sorcery, and I highly recommend people check that out too. I actually streamed that the last couple days, and it's up on the first 2 parts of that are up on my YouTube channel. Mage Likes Games, same thing as this, and it's a really, really cool game about becoming a person. Okay, let's keep going. Darknet by the seamount. There is a darknet here, the size of a tent. It's pinned partially to the side of the seamount and staked into the ground. It looks a little like it's crawling up the mountain. Let's examine the darknet. I've never seen a darknet used like this. At least, not that I can remember, which I admit isn't saying much. They are usually used to trawl, catch things, or filter darkness. This one is literally pitched like a tent. There is no opening, though. No way in. Yeah, the basic premise of this one so far, if you missed the opening, was that we have been violently shunted out of our body through the from the material plane into the web, which is the network of connections of the human subconscious, and we've landed here at the bottom of the C++, having all of our connections stripped away from us, forgetting all about who we are. Let's cast a spell in the darknet. We'll cast Salva Monday, which creates the glowing text, Hello World. I cast Salva Monday. I summon the glowing letters and press them against the side of the darknet. The darkness hisses and steams, melting under the focused power of its opposite matter. I am sure I can burn a hole through this net and get inside, but if I empowered this spell with another light matter, I could destroy this darknet entirely. Let's just make a hole. I don't have any light. I brand the phrase "Hello World" into the side of the darknet, and then tear the scraps of dimness away until it is a hole I can fit through. Enter the darknet. Shipwreck, skyhook, air. It is difficult to see inside the darknet. The element dominates, but I can see enough to make out the sleek, light silver web ship that it conceals. The ship is surrounded by piles of debris. Web ship parts in the process of being scavenged and sorted through. Let's examine the debris. I'd love to scavenge for parts, but I have no way of carrying these bulky things around with me. I need to figure out transport before scavenging. Okay. Examine the web ship. This used to be a Skyhook Air skimmer model. You can tell by the pomegranate logo engraved on the side. It's small and sleek. The sides taper from flared wings into a spear point of a bow. That spear point is slightly crumpled from impact with the seamount. This model is fast, but very small and not durable at all. Basically just a cockpit. It will serve if I plan a straight sprint up to the surface with no exploring along the way. The white chassis is stained and dented, but all of the sensitive machinery is pressed into its hull, which doesn't seem to be breached. Well, I'm not going to repair this ship. I don't have any parts, and I don't think I want... I plan to explore a lot, so I don't want this ship, but I will search it. I climb into the ship. It's basically just a cockpit, studded with compartments. The seat is set up for someone much taller than me. Let's examine the compartments along the back wall. There are a number of storage cabinets, a coffee machine, and a mini fridge built into the back wall. Search the cabinets. This first cabinet contains sewing supplies. This cabinet contains a half-repaired purple blouse and an incomplete patchwork rabbit made entirely out of scraps of lavender cloth. This cabinet contains clothes, blouses, jeans, and a spare cloak. This cabinet contains a whetstone oil, Renaissance wax, and paper towels. This cabinet contains a stack of sewing plans. Okay. I discover plans for sewing a sail. This could be useful. I take it. Oh, nice. Okay, this person clearly into sewing. This cabinet contains a cube of solid gray order motive. Yes, we will take that. I touch the cube of pure, stable order and absorb it into my body. Let's search the next cabinet. This stack contains a stack of music CDs. Everything from Ida to Wicked. Oh my gosh. Okay, alright, I'm done here. Let's examine the coffee machine. This is a rather expensive-looking coffee machine. Many of the parts have been removed, but there is still a filter full of ground beans that smell both strong and rotten. Yucky. Open the fridge. Inside the tiny refrigerator is a whole rotisserie chicken that is rotted in its container down to bones and gelatin. There is also a sealed Tupperware of desiccated salad. There is a purple post-it on it. M. Chicken and Tic Tacs aren't dinner. Love, C. Okay, I'm done here. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Alright. That's that, Darknet. We will come back to that, I think. That feels like information that will probably be useful. Let's swim west. I am at the base of a seamount that rises to the north. Long, sharp shapes cut through the water to the west. There is a large dark net to the east. Sharks. Those are sharks. Sharks the size of Buicks. Okay, well, I'm not going to go west. My health is at 19 out of 40, and I don't want it to go down. Okay, the abyssal plain. Let's keep going south, I think. There's a splotch of darkness on the ground that my light cannot pierce. Let's examine the darkness. Ah, another word search puzzle. This is a common mechanic in this game, is these sort of word search puzzles, searching for various matters and motives, which are the things that sort of make up the spiritual world within the world of Open Sorcery. So, like, I would love to find at least one here for you folks. Which, again, I appreciate people for tuning in. Man, I am bad at this. I'm really bad at puzzles, it turns out, at word searches. So let's get a new perspective and shuffle the things around and see if that helps at all. It did not. Apple. Bad Apple. That didn't work. Bad Apple, great song, Bad Apple is, but not helpful here. Oh, whatever. We'll autocomplete it. Gain 3 dark. No fun to sit me just stare at a word search. Okay, keep going south. Land stops abruptly at the south and plummets over a cliff into nothingness. I look over the cliff edges. Below, there is only utter blackness. There are those who say, if you go deep enough, you begin to rise again. There are stories of a web beyond ours, populated by alien dreams, twisting networks of threads of strange material whose origins lie in another world. You know, Cthulhu. Alright, well, I don't want to jump into that then. There's a lump of coagulated dark floating in the air. Let's, anything pop out at me in here? wait, yeah, it is. Umbra. There's one. Yay! We'll auto-complete the rest, though. Okay. Let's go east. And then, you know what? We're just gonna go back up here, be kind of thorough. The skeleton of a drowned and stripped web ship lies half buried in the sand. The husk of a drowned web ship. The ship has been completely gutted, sides stripped, innards extracted. Nothing left but the frame, which is made of intention and vision, too stiff to be repurposed. I can't do anything with this. Alright. A tiny whirlpool spins the water here. Pull water from the whirlpool. Okay, so we got another sort of puzzle here that's not darkness related. Fluid. That one popped out immediately at me. Flow. That seems right. Splash. Man, I'm on fire with this one. Apparently I'm great at water. The last one, however, is not popping out at me, so we will auto-complete it. Oh, gained 1 chaos. I lost 0 water. I've found everything of use here. There's nothing left. Interesting. I guess there was a piece of chaos in there, not just wall water. Search engine. A puttering, gear-covered search engine paces the... a search engine? Paces the plane on spider legs, indexing grains of sand. There's a large darknet to the north. A search engine. This is a search engine. A drone constructed to search and catalog interesting items and places in the web. It will search until its data stores are full, then return to whoever made it and upload what it found. You don't see too many of these in the deep web. They tend to get eaten. The most interesting the thing about it, in my eyes, is that it's powered by a quality engine that I could easily repurpose for a web ship. I can see its power cords dangling from its underbelly. If I disconnect them, it will power down. Yeah. Let's see. What is the best way? Let's I'm gonna hold off for now. I'm gonna explore some more, I think. Okay. And then that's the darknet with the other ship that we went into. In recovery. Sorry, I listened to falsettos yesterday, and it's still stuck in my head. Great musical, by the way. Great musical. We're just exploring a little more thoroughly a ghost of a warrior. A ghost paces restlessly back and forth across the sand. It never wanders too far from a half-buried body. This ghost is large and billows with a vague implication of a cloak. It is indistinct except for what's clearly a sword clutched in its right hand. It turns in its pacing, and I spot something in its left hand. It's holding one of my memories. Ghosts are a slowly crumbling framework of old thoughts and stale feelings. This ghost is using my memory as a crutch to hold up its fading existence, clinging to scraps of my identity because it has none of its own. I could just take my memory, send the ghost back to the restless sleep of the not-quite-dead. That's not as bad as it sounds. It's debatable whether ghosts are conscious at all. Many consider them to be videos on repeat, with some ability to free associate. Wouldn't pass the Turing test. They say that exorcism is more upkeep than mercy. I could try to put it to rest. All ghosts want something, have some input that will satisfy their derelict emotional framework. Getting that input lets them to do whatever it is souls do when they are done being alive. Well, I'll try and put the ghost to rest. Why not? There are 3 steps to setting ghosts to rest. You wake them, so that you can see and interact with them. Lucky me, my memories took care of that. You tell them details to remind them of their lives. This makes them aware of their surroundings. 1 memory for every physical sense is standard and effective. You resolve whatever issue is keeping them as a ghost and make them disappear, which makes them disappear. They need to be aware of their surroundings to cooperate, or even know how the issue was resolved. I can do this. The first thing I need to do is figure out who this ghost was. I need to figure out 5 details, 1 for each physical sense, to tell to it that will remind it of its life. To do that, I can examine the ghost itself, find its body, find out how it got here, and ask the sapient locals if they remember meeting it. Probably a web ship. Okay, so that makes sense. The ghost belongs to... I don't know if the web ship that I saw... The details don't really seem to fit, so I don't know if there's more ghosts or more web ships. Once I know more about the ghost, I can talk to it and tell it what I discovered. Let's take a look at the body. A half-decomposed body, mostly skeleton. It clutches a sword in one hand. Long, broad, and shockingly sharp for lying at the bottom of the ocean for who knows how long. I find a mote of death clinging to the corpse. I gained 1 death. Take the sword? Oh, okay. I try to pick up the sword. It bites me with magical energy. This is probably one of those if she be worthy situations. Pisces, not worthy. Damn, brutal. Okay, let's keep going south. I'm standing outside of a curious building. From one end of the ramshackle house, a dark net extends into the abyss. A neon sign glows. This building is made of things that are not building material. One side is constructed entirely of desktop computer towers stacked like bricks. The rest of the walls are tabletops, web ship hull plating, and broken flat-screen TVs all duct taped together. There are tiny windows made of tablet screens. Inside, I see more junk. The Packet Rat's shop. From one end of the ramshackle house, a darknet extends. A darknet is a spiritual weave of sable thread and unresolvable IP addresses. It filters the matter dark out of normal darkness. It also acts as a net. Most of this junk probably came from trawling. I suppose I'm lucky I didn't get caught in one during my fall. A neon sign glows. The sign has been cobbled together from many other different neon signs. Packet Rat's Emporium of gently used secondhand items. Let's enter. Inside the shop. This is the most random store I've ever been in. There's everything from cracked VR headsets to dented floppy drives. And it's hard to tell. This is a bop of music. And it's hard to tell the wares from the walls, since the building is made of the junket petals. In the center, all of it is a rat the size of a mastiff. He's wearing bifocals and typing on an old computer. Oh, that's fun. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Packet Rat's Emporium of gently used secondhand items. We offer quality merchandise at ocean floor prices. Please have a look around and let me know if anything interests you. I'm sure we can make a deal. Hello, little rat. I am surrounded by mounds of junk. The Packet Rat types on an old computer. There's a sealed glass case at the back of the shop. It's marked specials. Let's look through the merchandise. Most of the stuff is the sort of ruined trash you'd expect to see in a junk shop at the bottom of the sea. Meaning, none of it works, but there are parts that can be repurposed for something else. There are a lot of web ship parts. Everything from hull plating to engine parts. I discover a hidden gem among some old Sierra Adventure floppy game discs. A USB flash drive, but no ordinary USB stick. I can tell by the pattern of runes on the side and the aura of constricted earth and order that radiates from it. This is a USB drive of holding. Oh my god. Absolutely. Does this store infinite data? Or... to use it, all I have to do is tap this against an object. That object will be digitalized and uploaded into the drive. I can then download it back into the world whenever I want. This one says 5 frig on the side. That means it can carry up to 5 refrigerators! 5, that's the standard metric for USB drives of holding. Of course. Why wouldn't the standard metric for a USB physical storage device be refrigerators? Okay. Hopefully I don't need something that can store 6 refrigerators. This is exactly what I need to transport heavy web ship parts. I doubt the Packet Rat knows what this is, or he'd be featuring it as a special. I should definitely buy it. Okay, well, let's look at the specials. There are items in a magically sealed glass case. A sealskin. Oh no, he's the... oh, never mind. I hate the rat. He's the master of the Selkie. Oh no. A gray sealskin robe is tucked into the far corner of the specials case. Unlike the other items, it is not in the light. His presence in the box looks queerly unintentional. A shitty-looking engine. This is the shabbiest, grimiest webship engine I have ever seen. It remains, however, an intact and apparently functional webship engine. We can do better than that. We got that other one walking around out there that we just gotta be able to grab. Patchy web sail. A worn and patched web sail is arranged in a dramatic drape outside the specials box. It's really nothing special, but it is a sail. Well, we got a design pattern for one, so we probably don't need to buy this. God, this really is a bop of music. It's a shame this guy's like a slaver. Let's talk to him. Welcome, welcome. The packet rat wiggles his whiskers at me in a friendly way. Let me know if I can help you. I can't imagine you get much foot traffic down here. Oh, you would be surprised. When web ships crash, where do they go? Down here. And what do they need? Spare parts for their ships. And who has that? Me. You may have noticed, this area has few commercial alternatives to my humble establishment. This high demand, coupled with minimal competition, makes this a surprisingly lucrative location. My prices follow from that. So you extort disaster victims? Oh, no. That doesn't sound right at all. I provide an important, valued service in a convenient location. My markups are perfectly reasonable given the market. One must respect the market, you understand? Yeah, alright, never mind. I hate this damn rat and his good music. I understand perfectly. You're scum. Now. There's no call for such aggressive language. What would these poor people do without me? Be eaten by anglerfish, I'm sure. Did you actually want to buy something? What else can I talk to you about? Is the darknet outside yours? It is. The matter dark is something of a specialty of my establishment. I provide only the deepest darkness. Midnight black, onyx abyss, makes coal look like snow. Dark is actually my primary revenue stream, and the original reason for my choice of location. Who do you sell to? Oh, a variety of spiritual entities, fairy nobility, barons of hell, some open sorcerers. Interesting. And how do you make deliveries? I have an arrangement with the Kraken. She comes by regularly. Does she take passengers? You know, I don't know. It doesn't hurt to ask. The next scheduled pickup is in 5 months. No, that's not useful. Never mind. Does that seal skin in the specials box belong to the Selkie? Well, no, not really. It belongs to me. It's a sort of physical construct. As long as I possess it, he is my employee. You're using the word employee very loosely there. Yes, well, what about him? What about him? How much for the skin? As I mentioned before, it's not for sale. Are you sure I couldn't persuade you to part with it for an exorbitant amount of money? Well, when you put it that way, yes, I suppose I would. Let's see. I suppose I could let it go for 1,000 dark. Obviously, the Selkie would find more than that over his lifetime, but it would be advantageous to have cash on hand. How much dark do we have? 12. Well, I don't, that's a lot of dark, but good to know. I will free this damn Selkie. Where do you get the parts you sell here? I am not at liberty to discuss my establishment's supply line. Why not? Well, that wouldn't be good business, now would it? If everyone could go to the source and buy at warehouse prices, where would that put middlemen like me? No. Be assured I have arrangements. My prices are reasonable. Buy from me. I hate this damn rat. Have you had any other customers come by lately? Lately? Well, not lately, I wouldn't say. Most of my income is in exports, I admit. Walk-ins are rare-ish, but lucrative enough to keep the doors open. So when was your last walk-in? Before me? Well, I believe it was a few months ago. I actually had 3 in quick succession. Busy time. Can you describe them? If you wish. The first was a human. They were all humans. She was round and brown color. She came in looking for parts, and I sold some to her. The second arrived about a week later. She was a troublemaker, very big, yelled a lot, but made no sense, couldn't talk right. Kept asking for a carol, as if it were, what's the thing, Christmas? Also bled on the merchandise. I told her she was to leave and not come back until her head was no longer bleeding. The third, maybe a week after that, very ill-looking, skin like curdled milk. Also asked if I had seen anyone, now that I think about it. I told him about the other humans, and he was very excited, left without buying anything. Don't you think you should have helped the woman who obviously had a concussion? This isn't a hospital. I don't see what I could have done. Right. Yeah, it's light. The packet rat yelps as bright letters burst into being immediately in front of him. He rubs his eyes. Please refrain from doing that. Okay. Alright. I don't want to give him the plan. Never mind, I don't want to talk to him. How much is the USB drive of holding? Price is 1 dark. I've told dark. Well, that seems very reasonable. Let's buy it. Alright, now we can store things. Yay! Leave the shop. Ooh, the Selkie perches on top of the neon sign. Hello? What do you want, human? I want to help you. Do I need help? You are a slave. I know my own miseries. Will you add dashed hope to their number? You are not the first soul to come here with kind words and fine intentions. I can't and won't promise anything, but I'm still offering. Your offer is appreciated, but there is nothing to do, unless you can kill my master. That would probably make the world a better place. It would certainly make the world a better place for me. So you will kill him? I'm not sure I have the spells or weapons to do that right now, but given how calmly I'm talking about murder, I suspect I may eventually find what I need in my memories. And then you will return? Do you promise? Do you promise to kill him? Only if I have to. If you wish to free me, you will have to kill him. He will never let me go. It is not good business to let me go. The market demands that I stay. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I came from the north, I think. So let's go east. All right, we're gonna free that Silky. Maybe we'll kill him. Maybe we'll find a massive pile of 1,000 darks somewhere. I don't know. One can hope. One can hope. The gray sand on the abyssal plain ends abruptly and absolutely at a cliff to the edge of the south. A cliff edge to the south. The footprints continue to the west. Okay, so all right, so the footprints to the pack rat. Okay, this is where we started. Okay, the octopus. We will save you, octopus, I promise. I'm at the base of a seamount that rises to the north. Desolation of damp desert. Oh, yes, the hydrothermal vents, the darkness cloud that I already got. Okay. Alright, I'm retracing steps. All right, this is new, though. There's a darknet here, the size of a tent. It billows slightly on the side near the cliff. Currents playing with the fabric, but it is tacked down firmly. Okay, this is the same as the last one. We'll cast Salvamundi. We'll just make a hole. I brand the phrase "Hello World" into the side of the darknet, and then tear the scraps of dimness away until it is a hole I can fit through. Shipwreck, heavy debugger. It is difficult to see inside the darknet. The element dominates, but I can see enough to make out a huge square brick of a web ship sitting dangerously close to the cliff edge. This ship is surrounded by piles of debris, web ship parts in the process of being scavenged and sorted through. Let's examine the debris. I searched the debris for useful parts. The darknet makes it hard to see, and I'm sure I'm missing half of what's here. Oh gosh. Oh, this is much bigger than the other ones. Well, if we're looking for parts, plating. There we go. Generic web ship parts. Okay, interesting. All right, let's auto-complete that. Okay, let's examine the web ship. This barnacle-covered brick is a UFO-wear heavy debugger. This tank of a web ship is heavily fortified. It's not fast, but generally doesn't need to be. It can take a beating. Well, this ship seems promising. What happens if I want to repair the ship? It would take a ton of scrap to repair the debugger. But if I did, I'd be able to safely navigate even the most dangerous waters. All in all, I would need an engine, a sail, and 20 parts to fix the web ship. Okay, well, I just got 4. So maybe we might have to buy some from the rat. I don't know. Examine the web ship. Let's search the ship. The debugger's hull is large and cavernous. There are 3 rooms in the ship: the storage area, the cabin, and the cockpit. Explore the storage area. The storage area is almost completely empty. Whatever the ship was transporting was taken by whoever stripped it of parts. There's a squat refrigerator in the corner, too heavy to scavenge. Pop-Tarts are not dinner. Love C. The storage area is almost completely empty. Whatever the ship was transporting was taken by whoever stripped it of parts. Oh, I already read that. A stack of books slump haphazardly across the wall. All poetry, mostly E.E. Cummings and Emily Dickinson, apparently not valuable enough to loot. Next to the book is a smaller stack of CD jewel cases. All of the jewel cases are labeled. Second series by Edmund Graves. The cover art is a skeletal bird wreathed in black daffodils. Clutched in its talon is a long parchment with the tagline, "Hope is the thing with feathers. It's durable as fuck." Okay. Let's explore the cabin. A small sleeping quarters. There is a bed in the corner built into the wall. Empty silver wrappers litter the floor. Pop-Tarts, that makes sense. A multitude of different kinds of Pop-Tarts. There are posters taped to the wall. Metallica, Black Sabbath, and the Reduced Shakespeare Company. Let's look under the bed. A sleek black electric guitar is hidden under the bed. Oh, fuck yeah. It is a very nice guitar. I feel sorry for whoever lost it. Because of this and, because they're likely dead. Sick. Now we have a guitar. Alright. Search elsewhere. Enter the cockpit. The cockpit is roomy and has 2 chairs, meant for a pilot and co-pilot. Most of the controls are gone, but impossibly, the stereo system still seems to be working. Hauntingly distorted guitars screech out of the speakers. Someone screams the lyrics, "No rack can torture me, my soul is at liberty. Behind this mortal bone, there knits a bolder one." Bone in one, I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, but, I turn it off quickly. That's very loud. Okay. I'll leave the ship and exit the darknet and swim north. Nothing here. There's a thick forest of coral to the north. Something glows faintly just beyond the reach of my light. White coral grows thick around me. Well, if something is glowing, this glow is actually glowing letters, so let's cast my spell. I cast Salvamundi. I summon the glowing letters. They light up the coral forest, chase away fish, and reveal the nature of the strange glowing letters. I see the anglerfish a moment before it strikes. Ooh, oh god, oh god. The glowing letters bob suddenly. A black maw filled with needle teeth lunges from the darkness. I pull back, but it catches my arm, biting cruelly. Lost 7 health! We had only 19! Oh gosh. Oh, that's a lot. That's scary. I kick off from it, and swim away north as fast as I can. It doesn't follow. I make it to safety outside of the coral forest. I hold my arm until it stops bleeding. Shit. Anglerfish. There is a body here. A skeleton mottled with flesh. A few feet away, slumped against the seamount, is a ghost. There is a thick forest of coral to the... yes. I don't know why it says that twice. This body is partially decomposed. I see patches of skull through scraps of scalp and hair. I find a mote of death among the scraps. The clothing has actually endured better than the flesh. It is wearing a heavy leather jacket with metal studs. In one pocket, I find a packet of web cookies. Tiny cookies, shaped like spider webs. What should I do with them? Feed them to something. Let's take them. These are pretty old, and cookies don't travel from site to site very well. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. They'll probably crumble if I travel with them. Okay, well, let's leave them here for now, because I don't know what that is. There's another ghost, though. The ghost is slumped against the seamount, respecting the solidity of the rock wall out of habit rather than necessity. It is a vague, pale silhouette. Its crumbled posture makes it even more difficult to distinguish. It's holding one of my memories. Let's talk to the ghost. Ghost lifts its head as I draw near. It's awake enough to have a vague sense of its surroundings. Hello. It murmurs, head turning from side to side, twitching vaguely. It cannot yet see me. Me here. My foreign ear. The sounds of welcome near. Who are you? I'm nobody. Who are you? Are you nobody too? I am Pisces. Oh. The moon is distant from the sea, and yet with amber hands she lead him, docile as a boy, along appointed sands. Are you referencing my name? Starfish. Yes, free association. Well done. This guy, is he the poet? The guy who likes the rock music? I mean, he liked poetry as well, so... what is your name? Emily? No. E. Okay, I'm sure that corresponds to one of the post notes that we saw, but I don't remember. What happens if I try to revive the ghost? I sit down on the sand in front of the ghost and begin to speak to it of sensations that I think will be familiar from its life. Remember the taste of... that guy liked Pop-Tarts. Remember... you liked heavy metal, if you're the guy. Something I've said has caught the ghost's attention. Ooh, I think I'm right. If you're a poet, then it's the weight of a pen. Remember the sight of... oh, shit. I don't know. Midnight Black, maybe? Oh, I was right. Something I've said has caught the ghost's attention. Remember the smell of strong, I think it was coffee, right? This one had coffee? Oh, shit. I finished my litany of sensation. I examined the ghost. It responded to many of my descriptions, but something weren't familiar enough to disturb it. Okay, well, let's check that back out again, then. And, yeah, run quickly. I didn't even think about that, the anglerfish, but I'm glad that we can just run through it, and it doesn't seem to get us. Examine the web ship. Search the ship. Maybe the color was wrong? Slump of books. Yeah, because you liked poetry, CD jewel cases, skeletal bird. I mean, black daffodils. Cabin. Oh, no. Okay, this wasn't the coffee one. The other one must have been the coffee one. What would the smell be, then? Smell of Pop-Tarts. Taste of Pop-Tarts. There is a bed in the corner. No. Nothing under the bed now. Okay. Yeah, we have music, but where would I find a color? Maybe it was on his corpse or something and I missed that? Unless it's this pink, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so this is addressed to E, so yeah, so this is addressed to this ghost. Yeah, okay. Leave the ship. Alright. I didn't get a smell out of that, though. Maybe, like... I don't know. We'll... Skeleton. Oh, you know what? Heavy leather jacket. Maybe that is it. Let's try to revive the ghost again. Taste of Pop-Tarts. The comfort... no. The heavy metal. The weight of a pen, because you're a poet. Cherry Blossom Pink? Let's try Cherry Blossom Pink, because that's the color that Post-it note. And then it would be leather. No. Let's try the same thing, but let's try Midnight Black again. I don't know. I'm entirely guessing. Oh, oh no, it'll be a guitar, not a pen, because you play guitar. And then try Cherry Blossom Pink again, and leather. Oh, it responded strongly to my words, but something was off. So, okay, so I got one closer. So I bet that I'm just short on the color. Let's try Midnight Black and the leather. Yes, I finish my litany. I don't know where I was supposed to get the color. I really don't, but it just seemed like black would go well with the heavy metal guy. I examine the ghost. It is waking up. Watch it wake. He ate and drank the precious words. His spirit grew robust. He knew no more that he was poor, nor that his frame was dust. The ghost is transformed into a vague white silhouette, with a slender from a vague white silhouette into a slender pale man wearing a leather jacket. His face is studded with piercings and etched with weary sadness. He is looking directly at me. He smiles very slightly. Ask him what he wants. They left me, sweet, two legacies of love. If this boundary, time, cruel master, capricious as the sea, is drawn for all eternity between those two and me. The ghost wavers, seems about to cry again, but stops himself. It is fine. Life is but life, and death but death. There is poetry in tragedy. Please bring my instrument. I'll make music out of pain. Let's give him his good... Oh no, I don't want to do that. I would like to be able to reunite them all, so I don't want to do that. I will, however, take... Oh, am I done with the ghost? Oh, no. I guess I have to wait until I've woken them all up. So I will wait, then. Let's swim east. There is a crack in the side of the seamount that I could fit into. Something gleams inside. Another one of my memories. Ah! Oh, that fucking scared me. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. The mound lunges at me. It is a squat, horrible creature with eyes on the top of its head. It bites into my hand, drawing blood-stealing flesh. Lost 3 health, son of a bitch. The fish wriggles away along the ocean floor, gulping down a piece of me. My fingers tingle with the effects of its venom, but that's more painful than harmful. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I didn't know that. Okay. Alright, I gathered pieces of my memory and I put them back together. Okay. Prophecy is the alchemical process of throwing rocks into the dark and guessing about what makes a noise. Now is the alchemical process of converting utter mystery, into complete certainty. No, maybe it's this one should be at the top. No. In recovery. Prophecy. This feels like a good start. I'm guessing what makes a noise. No. Man, this one is confusing. Maybe now should be first? Yes, now is the alchemical process of converting utter mystery into complete certainty. Prophecy is the alchemical process of throwing rocks into the dark and guessing about what makes a noise. I've always liked throwing rocks at things, and I don't mind a profession that admits its professionals are charlatans. I remembered part of a spell. Remembered part of spell Omni. Rand.seed. Datetime.now. Okay. Well, that was an ouchie. An unfortunate ouchie. I wonder, in terms of feeding things, I wonder if the octopus... Tell the octopus everything will be alright. Everything will be alright? This cephalopod has possibly fatal wounds. I will not give false comfort, even to octopuses. Aww. Okay. The octopus flinches away from my touch, compressing even flatter into the seam it's trying to fit into, and failing to fit into. The gills on the side of its head flutter with ragged breathing. Maybe if I had, like, life or something. Okay. I guess I cannot bring him to the cookies. Maybe I need to heal him or something first. There is a bare skeleton on the ground. Okay, we got the extra ghost. Which I think this one should be from the first ship we saw, maybe. I'm not sure, actually. This body has been stripped of fabric and flesh down to raw bones. There are bite marks on the bones. Plants, seaweed, and anemones are growing thickly between the ribs. I find a mode of death clinging to the bones. Floating around of sea anemones. The anemones are the most colorful things I've seen on the ocean floor. Sky blue, sunshine yellow, autumn red, rose pink, colors from another world. No, I don't think that I think the other... Yeah, I don't think this is... There's a large dark net to the south. There's a dark net here, pitched like a tent, towering over the flat plain. Okay, alright, let's break our way in with Salamundi again. We'll just make a hole. Shipwreck, Lanassus schooner. It is difficult to see inside the dark net. The element dominates, but I can see enough to make out a sturdy-looking black web ship. The ship is surrounded by piles of debris. Well, let's get those spare parts. Rocket. A sprocket. Ha ha ha. Ah, the most important. Beaufigely. Yes. I don't know. Let's autocomplete. Only 3 parts, so we're still quite a ways away from the 20 if we want to bring the other one back. Let's examine the web ship. How much would this one take? 12. Well, we gotta go for the one that costs the most, right? It's gotta be the best one. Okay. I enter the ship. The Lunasis has a cockpit and a cabin. Both have been painted rose pink. Alright, well, that's a color. That's a color. Search the cockpit. The cockpit has been stripped down to wiring. There's nothing of interest here except a scratched decal on the windshield. The silhouette of a bumblebee. The cabin is lined with pots, all filled with dead plants. I found a mote of earth in one of the pots. Gained 1 earth. Nice. An iron teapot sits on the table. The dregs of ancient tea coat the bottom of the pot. It smells intensely of mint. Okay, that's good to know. Scratched decal on the windshield, the silhouette of a bumblebee. That's it, huh? There's no fridge note here. That's annoying. Very little information about food. Well, this is... Let's try talking to this ghost. The ghost pauses in its wandering. Its head drifts from side to side, searching for the source of the noise. Eventually, it gives up searching. It waves generally. Who are you? The ghost touches the anemones about it, affectionately, like a mother. All right. What is your name? The ghost shrugs. How did you end up here? Ghost points to the south. Okay, so that is this ghost's ship. Oh, close to a spindly black anemone. So maybe that was the way we could have guessed that its color was black. And not just heavy metal equals black. I'm going to help you. I guess that's the ghost is smiling at me. Aw. Let's examine the ghost. The ghost's lower body blurs with the anemones, almost as if it is part of them. Its fingers wriggle strangely, bonelessly, like tentacles. Its hair floats through the air, moving of its own accord, tasting the water around. I think this spirit used to be a life sorcerer. They sometimes fuse with the local flora when they die, and sometimes are even reborn through them. That's pretty cool. Well, let's see if I can get a guess here. Remember the taste of mint tea. Chicken and Tic Tacs has got to be the other one. Remember, you know what? They liked bees. So it's probably bees. Remember, given that they like gardening, I'm gonna guess with this. Remember the sight of pink. Remember the smell of mint. Oh, sick. All right, cool. That was easier than I thought it was gonna be. The ghost blinks. She laughs. She plunges her arm into the mound of anemones. The mound grows, rolling up out of the ground in a riot of color. This ghost, this sorcerer, grows herself a new body. I see a skeleton form of Curl, quickly covered by kelp flesh. She grows herself soft coral skin and anemone fingers. Seaweed hair flows down her back, and she blinks red algae eyelashes over pearl eyes. Motes of life flow out of her. Gained 1 life. Oh, sick. Maybe I gotta heal that octopus. That was impressive. She nods in agreement. She tries to say something, but it only comes out as gurgling and the sounds of rustling plants. She shrugs. Something to work on. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm immediately going to save the octopus. Let's use 1 life. I put my hands onto the octopus's pale white mantle. I push the will to live directly into its head. The octopus shivers. I watched the octopus for a little while. I didn't cast a magic spell, so there was no miracle reconstruction of flesh or sudden sprouting of new arms. This is a skill I regret not having. I suspect from my regret, there is a reason I never will. Eventually, the octopus detaches itself from the sea mountainside and plops onto the sand. Its gills flutter evenly. The will to live is a powerful thing. Alright, octopus. Now that you're... Oh, we can pet the octopus. Its skin is like slimy velvet. It pets me back, suckers curling around my wrists and arms. Greet the octopus. The octopus. I wave the octopus. The octopus regards me for a while. It imitates my motion with one of its tentacles. I am unreasonably pleased by this. That is so fucking cute. Get the octopus to follow me. I swim a few strokes away and turn. I clap my hands, pat the sand, and whistle. It takes no time at all for the octopus to catch on. It ambles after me. Clever fellow. Alright, now you can eat these cookies. Feed them to the octopus. I feed the web cookies to the octopus. It gobbles them up. It looks quite a bit healthier. Yay. The octopus. How you doing, octopus? I check on the octopus's wounds. Its mantle is healed and looks to be the right shape again. It has 6 arms and 2 stumps. The stumps are entirely healed over. Awesome. We have an octopus now. It's our friend. Did I go all the way down the bottom of here? Yes. Okay. We'll go east. The gray sand to the area to the east looks very boring and repetitive. I suppose that's a hint. This area is very boring and repetitive. The area to the east looks much the same. All right, that's a good sign that that's a border. Darkness has pooled thickly into a tar black lake in the sand. Let's sift darkness from the pool. Auto complete. Gain 4 dark. Yay! Use an item on the pool. Electric guitar. Okay, alright. Okay. Interesting. I wonder what we can put in there. The area to the east, there's a large ring to the west. A chunk of solid gloom floats here. Examine the darkness. Let's get the dark out of here, too. God, we're getting a lot of dark, but nowhere close to 1,000. Okay, interesting. I wonder if the octopus can help me with... The octopus is still following me, but it seems nervous. Interesting. I don't know. The search engine. Get the octopus to help. The octopus can help me. I try to subdue the search engine with physical force. It catches me easily with its spider legs. The octopus immediately imitates me and attempts to grapple the search engine. It has much better luck, and more arms. While the search engine twitches like a caught crab in the octopus's grasp, I swim forward and yank out the cable connecting its frame to the engine. It goes limp. The octopus seems a little disappointed. What? Aww. Okay, we have an engine. Yay! Alright, we just need... large darknet to the east. Yes, okay, the darknet here. Now we can enter the darknet and examine the debris. Let's... Okay, so now I have 10 ship parts, which is only half of what I need for the repair the big ship. Search the ship. I climb into the ship. Okay, so now that we know what we're looking for, well, first off, we have a color. It's light silver, maybe. The pomegranate logo, so that might be something. Okay, search the ship. Examine the compartments on the back wall. You know what, did I... Oh, I somehow missed some of this the last time. Okay, so in the cabinets, oh yeah, sewing supplies, so they like sewing, and they like coffee. And the fridge is chicken and Tic Tacs. Purple post-it note. It could be purple, could be purple. Okay. Same in the dashboard. I missed this last time. The dashboard is a complex and half-stripped series of controls, most of which are useless until the ship is repaired. There's a music CD, Man of La Mancha. The glove compartment is stuck half opened. Entirely full of orange Tic Tacs. Just loose Tic Tacs? I don't know what to say about that. If your ship is... Alright. If I got in a friend's car and for any reason I needed to open the glove box and it was just full of loose Tic Tacs, I'm jumping out of the car. I don't care how fast you're moving. What? That behavior indicates something so deeply not okay. I think that, yeah, I'm getting out of there for ASAP. They fall out when you open it. I'm losing my mind. Okay, there are 2 tiny dolls on the dashboard. These dolls are clearly handmade. Their faces are embroidered and they have tiny outfits. One is sewn of white cotton and has a hand-stitched tiny leather jacket. One is made of brown muslin and has a tiny dress of patterned flowers. Aww, are these guys like a little polycule? That's so cute. This is very sweet. I love these 3 ghosts and I'm so sad that they're dead. I will absolutely have to reunite them. I think that's the only reasonable thing to do. Where was the... No. Oh, I can't walk through rock. I'm sure this is try to go too far north. And I don't have the energy to swim over a mountain. Swim east. So here's the dark net. No, swim east. Okay, the packet rat's shop. Ah, here's the warrior. Okay. The ghost. Let's try to revive the ghost. Chicken and Tic Tacs. That's your weird obsession. Remember... Oh, you liked musical theater, I think. Yes. Remember the roughness of cloth and the bite of a misdirected needle. Yes, because you're a sewer. We'll try royal purple. Yes, because there's no silver, so I think it's probably got to be purple. And then remember the spell of... Oh, and then you were coffee. Yes. Examine the ghost. It is waking up. I am I. The ghost has transformed from a vague white silhouette into a tall, imposing woman wielding a sword and wearing a white cloak. Her hair is fiery red. It blends with the blood still forever leaking from her head wound. She is looking directly at me. She nods. Ask her what she wants. She seems to have trouble forming sentences. She also seems torn. She looks at her sword in one hand. She clutches my memory over her heart with the other. Vengeance or love? Classic question. I gotta reunite all 3 ghosts. I would love to lead her to vengeance, but I gotta reunite all 3 of them. Yes. I lead the warrior and the poet to the gardener. They are all overjoyed to see each other. The warrior sinks half into the earth to be near the gardener. The poet flits about, translucent with excitement, so happy he cannot be still until the warrior draws him down, knit towards them. The poet and the warrior disappear into the anemones. As they vanish, there is an outpouring of love. Gained 3 love. Aww. As they vanish, I hear faint words. If certain, when this life was out, that yours and mine should be, I'd toss it yonder like a rind and taste eternity. When the chaos is done, the gardener presses my memories into my hands, all jumbled together. I'll have to sort them out. Okay, we're doing some good old SQL queries. Well, this is the most generic one. Select omens. I think. No. This. Okay. Select omens from dbo.prophecy. Returns 1,045,655 rows. That's my entire collection. That's a lot of prophecies. Select omens from dbo.prophecy where certainty equals 100%. Returns 0 rows. Figures. Select omens from dbo.prophecy. Join dbo.apocalypse on apocalypse.id equals prophecy ID. Returns 28 rows. Okay, so we're searching omens about prophecies. Okay, but which one? Select omens from prophecy. Join dbo.apocalypse on apocalypse.id equals prophecy ID, where apocalypse.type equals singularity and prophecy.certainty is over 90%. Interesting. So, looking for prophecies on near certain prophecies on singularity type apocalypses. Interesting, especially given that the last game is about a AI becoming a person. Discovered part of spell Omni. Collected 2 or 3 parts of the spell. Okay. Sort of plant monster. Interesting. Okay. I don't know what to do with this. Let's cast the spell again. Oh shit. Okay. The glowing letters bob suddenly. A black maw fills with needle teeth lunges from the darkness. Before it hits me, the black thing is caught by tentacles. The octopus wrestles with the needle-toothed anglerfish, trying to drag the long-armed creature towards its beak. The anglerfish fights back, biting deep into the octopus's delicate flesh. Oh shit, no! Filling the water with blue blood. Oh god, what have I done? The octopus wins. It wrestles and pulls and guts the fish with its beak. It rests on the ground for a moment. Bite marks cover its arms. It crawls over to me. It offers me the anglerfish corpse. Aw, it's sharing. The octopus eats the anglerfish. I harvest a mote of light from its lure. Gained 1 light. Jesus. Okay. Well, we're safe from the anglerfish now. I'm sorry that I got you hurt, octopus. I'm glad you seem to be okay. The octopus doesn't seem interested in going further into the forest, so I leave it at the entrance. As I walk into the coral forest, I notice that its bone-white trees are developing some foliage. They are hung with webs of spider silk. I walk deeper and I catch glimpses of the decorators. Pale, pink, chitinous creatures. They look like pink coral brought to life. Den of the coral spiders. In the center of the forest, I find 3 outcrops of coral hung with thick netting of impossibly intricate webs. I examine the webbing and find meaning in it. There are line art drawings stitched out of silk. Schools of fish, the angler in its lair, a dark cave, a falling figure. I have found a colony of artists. Or perhaps not artists. Record keepers. None of this stuff is original. They're just mimicking what they see. Aren't we all? Examine the spiders. Each coral spider is about the size of a house cat. That is horrifying. I count at least 10 from what I can see. It's hard to keep track as they often scuttle in and out of the thick webs. They watch me curiously, unafraid. Let's show something. Show them the electric guitar. Aw, okay. 6 straight strings appear all over their webs. See, they're not just mimicking. They made, like, music lines, right? I don't know. Ooh, the coral spiders examine the plan for a web sale. They start making chittering noises. They summon more spiders from within the web. They climb over each other, peering again and again at the plans with their many eyes. Eventually, one of them takes it. They start spinning rapidly. When they are done, there is a complete web sail made entirely out of spider silk, hanging from 2 pieces of coral. I watch them carefully as I try to take it. They don't stop me. Gain spider silk sail. Okay. I wonder if they can copy things. I wonder if they can copy dark, because I have a bajillion of it. I don't use the mote. I simply show it to them. The coral spider examines the mote of power. They start spinning rapidly. They spin small lumps into their webs, the shape and size of motes. I gather up all of the web-spun motes, picking them like blackberries out of the spider web. I end up with a sizable pile. They are shaped like motes, but clearly spun of webbing. Interesting. I try to communicate with the spiders, but they quickly give up. They stare at me unresponsive. It's just a touch creepy. Show them the search engine. Oh, that's cool. They make like a little fake engine. Show them the sale. Okay, they don't care. They're not going to make me a second sale. I wonder... This area is very boring and repetitive. We've hit the end. Because there was that big pool of darkness. Yes. I dip one of the fake motes. It comes out into the pool of darkness. It comes out black as pitch, almost indistinguishable from a real mote of dark. I soak the rest of the motes in the pool, staining them black. Gained counterfeit darkness. I have an idea. Yes, the Packer has shop. Enter. No pets! The octopus sullenly backs out of the shop as you enter. You are just the worst. Oh fuck, we're back to the cool music though. You let those 3 lovers die, and for that, I am tempted to kill you. But that... Instead, I will scam you, as you deserve. Buy something. We're going to buy the sealskin coat. Maybe, in case this makes him mad, I'm gonna save. I can let it go for 1,000 dark. As I mentioned before, I have 18 dark. Let's buy it, though. I drop the giant mound of counterfeit darkness onto the counter. The packet rat goggles at it. Excuse me. Lost counterfeit darkness. Well, I suppose I can guess... I mean, there's no doubt what this must be for. Well... He unlocks the specials cabinet. He takes out the sealskin robe. He hands it to me. Gain a sealskin robe. I will miss the passive income, but I'm sure I'll make it up in investments. You tell him goodbye. I hate goodbyes. Fuck you. The packet rat loads all of the darkness into a sack, then he vanishes behind a mound of junk, probably out some secret back door to hide his new riches away. I noticed that in his haste, he left the specials cabinet unlocked. Oh, sick. 10 parts. That leaves me... that gives me exactly enough to repair the big ship. I guess he hides it somewhere else. That's fine. Look at the specials. I mean, I can take the shitty sail. And, I mean, I'll take the shitty engine and the shitty sail. Even though I have better ones, because I have the spider sail, which is probably... the Selkie. Yes, I'm here to free you, my man. He stares at the sealskin coat I am carrying. His eyes flicker to my face. His expression is hope twisted with fear. Give him his coat right now. I hold out the coat, and he immediately snatches it away from me. He darts back from me and up into the water. He embraces the skin as if it were a lover, fingers deep in the fur, rubbing his face into the neck of it. I almost feel like I should look away. Not running away, just getting to a safe distance. Finally, he looks back down at me. He swims back down, coat wrapped around his shoulders. He stays a yard away, reminding me of a wild animal more than ever before. You spoke of help, which is an easy thing. And then you helped me, which is not. What a strange human you are. Why did you do this? You gain nothing. Everyone deserves freedom. That's true. Oh, morality. I do not understand that, but I'm glad it made you give me my skin. The Selkie pulls his coat tighter about him, and I can see it start to creep over his skin, transforming him into a seal. Now I cannot wait. I must swim again. Goodbye. Yay, achievement, free the Selkie. He flicks his tail and is a seal. He flicks his tail and is gone. Goodbye. Okay. Well, I think I've done everything except harvest the fire, but I still don't have any way of dealing with that, so I don't want to, because I've already taken a lot of damage, and I think we can come back, so I'll come back at some point. Oh yeah, there's the hydrothermal vents. Okay, so I need I want the big, yes, this is the big dark net. Enter the dark net. The ship is surrounded by debris. Examine the web ship. UFO or heavy debugger. Let's repair it. An engine, a sail, and 20 parts. I have that. I rig up the sails and draw them taut. I nest the engine inside the hood and hook it into place. I patch and repair and restructure this behemoth of a ship. I close the cabin door and sit down in the cockpit. I press the power button. The ship rumbles through life around me. I gun the short burst engines. As I take off, I incinerate the dark net around the ship and, unfortunately, the remaining scrap. As in most web ships, these engines are steam-powered, fueled by enjoyment, excitement, and frustration derived from playing video games. I look at the library of games loaded onto this ship. This ship has a lot of games. Ooh, what should we play? I see that there's 2 people watching. Does anyone have an opinion about what game I should play here? There's a cute farming game, a puzzle game. So we got Stardew Valley, a puzzle game about pirates, an adventure game about an undead travel agent, a platformer about time, travel, love, and maybe the atomic bomb. Okay, that one's Braid, I think. Play a terrifying game about animatronics. Oh goody, Five Nights at Freddy's. Play a game about preventing forest fires and being a bad husband. Firewatch. Play a dating game about pigeons. Play a dystopian document thriller. Play a game that is not about cake. Play a platformer about a knight with a shovel. Play a sad and inspiring game about rectangles. Was that Thomas Was Alone? Play a game about stick figures in the Wild West. Does anyone watching have any opinions? If not, I think I will end up picking a sad and inspiring game about rectangles, because I forgot about Thomas Was Alone, and I'm happy that it made me remember that game. No? Alright. We'll go with Thomas Was Alone then. I start playing. The short burst engines flare to life with new fuel. I lift off from the abyssal plain. The black sand swirls. The octopus waves a sad goodbye with many arms. He can't come on the ship? Oh no. Okay. Goodbye, octopus. I love you. The deep web. Water is one of the most investigated of all chemicals, but it is still the least understood. Nothing is as complex as its behavior. Nothing? I mean, water is a weird thing, I guess, but John Emsley, cited in Awake magazine 8/22/2000. I wonder if that's true. I rise into the dim waters of the deep web. I shut off the short burst engines and close my game. I float free, buffeted lightly by errant currents of emotion. I feel a faint pull upwards, my body drawing me back towards it. Straight up is the path of least resistance. I can use my connection to my body as a line to draw my ship upwards. But if I go straight up, I won't recover all my... Achievement, liftoff. I won't recover all my memories. I'll need matters and motives to power the ship if I want to explore. Quality engines and sails will make the traveling easier. I take readings of the surrounding waters. I detect currents that link me to 4 nearby IP addresses. Time to go. How do I guarantee that it's using the right... Oh, a search engine. A powerful engine inclined to index things. +5 momentum and simulates order. Whereas the... And shitty engine only gives +3 momentum. Okay, and the patch sail is +3 momentum. The spider silk sail... The slowly salesman entirely spider silk. +5 momentum. Nice. I'm sure we'll learn what that does. I think I'm going to call it here for the night. So I'm going to actually make another save here. But it has been... I adore this game so much, and I'm so excited to keep playing more of it. Thank everybody for watching. It's been great to have a couple folks in chat. I'm going to be uploading this at some point to my YouTube channel, which is also Mage Likes Games. I hope everybody has an absolutely fantastic night, and I will probably see you tomorrow. I appreciate it if anyone who wants to is around and watches me again. All right.